Speaking freedom. Speaking freedom. Giving you the answers to be free. Be free. Be free. 'Cause we're speaking freedom. And we're live online with Kaci.
So I'm not posting any current videos because I'm just uploading the old stuff while I do the things around the house and the shit that I need to do or whatever. So it's just content, really. Anyways, I wanted to do this video real quick and I'm going to add it in right now because last night I started talking about the reason why I don't believe some things, and then I mentioned the land a little bit. But what I didn't mention and forgot to say was a lot of places become tourist sites, which then become money-making opportunities. And if you can play with people's emotions by just creating a place where all of these things was supposed to have happened, regardless if they've happened there or not, you can create anything to be what you want it to be when you need it to be that. And I say that specifically because a lot of times, and again, I'm not saying that there is not a spiritual vibe, I want to say a gravitational pull, like a spiritual energy there. There may be spiritual energies in different places of the world. I felt like in Iraq, it was something different in that atmosphere that really, I want to say, pushed me to go to church and get saved, quote unquote. But that also created this change within me that had nothing to do with going to that tent, but more so being in a worship atmosphere, the presence of the spirit of love. Okay, so I've been telling y'all I've been watching different type of shows. I've never really been into sci-fi type shows like that, or magic or witchcraft or anything like that. But I believe that there is some reasonable kind of explorative understanding that you can get from there, where it's giving you some knowledge, because these shows kind of if you're a good writer, most times you're going to look into the history and the scope of how things were in certain times, like on Black Lightning, when they went and they did like World War II theme, they went and they created those outfits from that time frame. So when you're watching some of these movies about witchcraft, or if you're watching movies about vampires, even like this shit I'm watching now is the originals. So I've watched a little bit of everything. I do like certain type of movies, certain type of shows, and this is the first time that I'm watching stuff like this because it has so much gory, bloody type of thing. So I'd be scared that it's going to affect my dreams and I'm going to start dreaming bad shit, because I never really have taken the time to get to understand that side of my dreaming. I'm kind of regressive towards understanding why I have the nightmarish type of dreams, or where I'm seeing bad shit. So I really try not to watch certain type of shit so that I don't have as many dreams as that bad shit, because I don't know if the dreams are coming that way because I've seen something that triggered those type of thoughts in my dreams, or if it's I'm just feeling some shit that's just off or different. So I stopped watching that type stuff because of some of the dreams that I had and some of the instances that things seem to have happened after I had certain dreams about people dying and shit. So I'm spooked out because of my dreams, but I don't watch war type stuff because of all the shooting. But if it's not that much shooting and explosion type of things, it's more the explosions. But as I'm watching the shit that I'm watching now, which is kind of building my tolerance up for different type of theater, cinema, and so I am kind of taking a different approach to life, because some shit, I just can't fuck with, just because, I just can't. Like, I've learned. Anyway, so I'm watching these things, and if they are fact-finding the way that you should if you're a writer, if they are fact-finding, then some of the shit that you see in these shows will tell you the science fiction version of these different narratives and such. Now, I say it like that because, okay, one, I'm talking about that specifically because I'm watching this show now and they talking about witches and witchcraft in New Orleans, which in the South, it is known for different type of spiritual practices and beliefs. I'm trying to say it the politically correct way so that I don't piss nobody off. They may know some witchcraft that I don't know how to do all that. I'm not into the witchcraft, but learning about different things can teach you a lot about, one, the possibilities, two, life in general or the way of thinking in different areas, but also it gives you insight to different things. The whole point of this video, though, was to talk about specifically how in some places there are spiritual energy. There's positive God generated type of energy forces, gravitational forces that are in certain areas. The energy is stronger. So some of these spiritual places in the Bible could be 100% real. Some of the way things are written could be experienced in a lot of different places. It could be that same way in a lot of different places. And the knowledge and the understanding of what it is based on the spiritual practices in that place. So when people go to Jerusalem or go to different biblical historic sites, they don't really know if those places are actual places that the person was said to be at, or if these places have now been staged. If these places have been staged as a tourist attraction because they know that people are going to come and look for it. So now that we know that people are going to come start looking for it, now that people can travel, it's probably for some places like Egypt, people been going to these places forever, trying to understand the Egyptians and what they knew and the pyramids and all that. So some of this stuff is literal, historic, factual sites. And then some of this shit is, we're going to make this place a tourist site. We're going to put these stones right here. We're going to build it up like this. Or it could have been just a longer path that had certain type of fixtures that made it a natural tourist place. Like when you go and you start looking at it and if somebody come over here and try to map it out and try to figure it out, man, they could put that shit anywhere and then they can make it a tourist site and it's a lot of things that can be made with the appearance of what they said it's supposed to be. And then there are some things that, like them pyramids, you can't just goddamn put a pyramid up. And that ain't just something that you could just create. But you can create the stones in a wall. You can create some shit. I don't know the theatrics, but the whole part about the shows that I'm watching is because I am not basing everything that I know off of those shows. However, it is insightful to think about how different areas and certain concept of thinking can kind of help you understand different areas and aspects about, things that you would like to understand. It's like watching a documentary. But if the writer has done the research surrounding whatever the narrative of the story is, like if the story is coming from a place of this is the type of thing that happened in this area, or this is the type of way that things are going, like the 100. That is like, of course, science fictional, but it seems as though how things could be at a time in life. So it's a made up story, yes. I'm not saying that it's not. But the way the storyline is, if a person writes a good storyline and they create a story of, there are unrealistic possibilities, and then there are things that's like, damn, I could see how that could make sense. And if this was the ability to prepare for it, are you going to be prepared or no? But in general, because I think every creation comes from a place of knowledge, insight, visionary type of thing. So if you're a visionary and you're able to create film, scripts, or anything like that, you have the ability to change the world. You have the ability to shape what people see and what people can kind of imagine or see the possibilities of. You're creating the expansion or the decline of the state of a person's mind when they watch whatever it is that you're creating. What are they learning that they did not know? Sometimes how are you depicting the things that we do know? Man, this was not supposed to be a long video, but I'm gonna upload it anyways because it's relevant specifically to what I was talking about. Or thinking along the lines of when you get a certain type of movie, especially if it's about a person. I know some people got some shit coming up. And like when you think about the Tupac movie and the different paths that you can take to talk about Tupac. You can either talk about the hype-based music portion of him. You can talk about the intellectual side of him that people might not have known. Or if you're really smart, you can talk about a mixture of it all. You can balance him out to say, okay, well, while he was doing this and while he was making it on this side, this is the other things. This is the side that nobody saw. I'm talking about film. Updating you on why we're doing this. I was talking about how you can make anything be what you want it to be, but you can also learn. What I suggest you do is also try to understand the mind of people from that time, or you know what I'm saying, just the concept of thinking. Kind of with saying that, I'm also saying that in film you have the opportunity to be educational. The other day I was talking about, this is not supposed to be a long video. Maybe I'll just upload a portion of it, and then the next, anything after 15 minutes, it'll be something else. So the other day I was talking about, I want to see more Black shows, not just sitcoms, not just the gesture or make you laugh, but I want to see more evolved shows. But also the space that we're creating now gives us the opportunity to tell stories of what we would like for things to be versus always feeding on the negative energy of where we've come from. And a lot of times if we take the step further with the John Lewis movie, yes, I want to see the extreme portions of segregation and civil rights movement and everything that he did that way. But I also want to see his community work, his mindset, how he was in and with his family. Don't just emphasize the civil rights side so much so to where it becomes a horror film or it becomes oppressive, keeping us in a tough time. Because sometimes we can dwell on something so much that we don't make the necessary steps to progress and grow from the things that we've gone through. Like, what lessons are we learning from the civil rights movement? What could they have done differently? And I'm saying this as we move forward on how to be better as far as producing movies and things like that. Oh my God. I was just thinking about, they just was talking about some shit. And instead of depicting a man that is belittled by his wife, talked into doing some shit that they don't need to do. And instead of making movies like that, we got to make the movies where men ain't going out and cheating on their wives, that men are being faithful and they doing everything and they trying, at least where we can show where they may have started one way but they changed. Start giving not just the next generation shit, the people that we growing up with right now need some goddamn shit that's going to help edify who they are or who they could become. I'm done because this wasn't even supposed to be about none of all that, but hopefully it'll help you grow in your filmmaking and your stage things. Bye. Speaking Freedom presents Good Head Group, providing advanced spiritual studies and personal developmental insight. Brought to you by Love Gang and Speaking Freedom. We look forward to helping you grow in all the areas of your life. We hope that you find all the information needed for your growth. God bless. Please listen to all disclaimers provided. If you are currently under physician's care, please maintain that relationship. This is not intended to stop your current treatment plan. If you need physician care, please seek out medical attention. Please note, all results are based on the individual's ability to adapt and adjust to any given environment and situation. We are not responsible for your results at Speaking Freedom. The life enhancement coaches at Speaking Freedom provide information to help you grow. You are responsible for maintaining that growth, taking on and then applying the information to your individual life as you deem needed and necessary. This may contain and explain explicit content. Please use parental discretion. For best results, you will need an open mind, the ability to research, and a balanced lifestyle.
Please join us daily for your inspiration and motivation.
We have the entire world to offer you at your fingertips. Your life enhancement coaching specialist. Thank you for choosing us to assist you in accomplishing your personal and professional goals. And have a beautiful day. In love, we trust. This is brought to you by Good Head Group, Love Gang, and Speaking Freedom. We thank God for you, and we love you.
Hi, I'm Kaci, Dr. Kaci to be exact, owner of Speaking Freedom LLC, Love Gang, and Good Head Group LLC. I am also a certified life coach and host of Speaking Freedom Radio and TV. Although I have recently became an ordained minister, please be aware that I am still me, raw and uncut the way God made me and allowed life to shape me. I pray and expect God to use me for people who can receive the way I communicate, as well as my delivery. I am not for those who are already saved, religious, or super deep. I am for the leaders, hustlers, and street influencers around the world, including pimps, killers, drug dealers, and working girls. I am sharing my experiences and perspective to help someone be inspired to be better, and for those who can identify with the various aspects of my mindset. My mindset alone does not determine the status of any active connections or current relationships that have not already been specifically addressed. Additionally, these recordings should not be taken personally if I have not already spoken to you about the topic or expressed that I have an issue. These recordings are a part of my life's work to document my experience, perspective, and to see how life has shaped me. My plan in using my stories publicly and socially is to encourage growth in those who can identify with the experiences and find inspiration in my life to heal and overcome the path that they've been set on, no matter what they face, as according to the purpose of their soul, until healing takes place. Despite the experiences that I may have had with any person, sometimes known and unknown, I hold no grudges, no hate, no bitterness, or any other ill feelings against anyone. I pray that your life is whole and very fruitful. I forgive you as I hope that you forgive me if I have wronged you or anyone that you know or anyone who listens to me. I pray that you have peace and extend the same grace to others. I have love for everyone, especially on a human level, despite flaws or experiences. But that doesn't mean that I will associate or be close to every human that I know or meet. I've experienced a very eventful life and truly believe that my mindset and story based on experiences could help those who identify with how I think and are looking for inspiration to grow further, go beyond hurt, and be great. I pray that these recordings bless you and your soul in every way, in whatever way God has intended. Sending love and light to all. Thanks for listening. Achieve your dreams.